Before all of you Lamar Jackson haters come in here spiking the ball and driving victory laps around the studio, popping Cristal bottles and slamming horse pie sandos, let me refresh my position on the situation with Lamar and the Ravens. Now, I told you yesterday that if a deal had not gotten done before yesterday, a deal was not getting done yesterday. I also proposed that Baltimore slap a non-exclusive tag on him, and then that's exactly what happened. None of this was remotely surprising or shocking or alarming, at least not to me. We've all been expecting this, at least I've been expecting this for several weeks. It's been a brutal situation from the jump, and you can thank Cleveland for that. Again, there is absolutely a disconnect between the Ravens and Lamar, and we have the Browns to blame for that. The disconnect being the Ravens think that the Browns were idiots to guarantee Deshaun Watson all that money that they guaranteed him. The Ravens think that that deal is an outlier and that there's not another deal like that out there. Meanwhile, Lamar believes that he's a better player than Watson, that he's had a better career than Watson, that he's not the creep that Watson is. Therefore, he's not willing to take a dollar less than Watson. Herein lies your disconnect. That's why the deal didn't get done. That's why both sides reportedly are still far apart. And I can see why both sides see it that way. I see both sides. Again, the Browns, or I should say the Ravens, don't think that there's another Watson-type deal that's out there. They don't want to gamble, or they're willing to gamble that it doesn't exist. Therefore, they're going to let him look around. You know what, Lamar? We don't think there is another deal, but maybe you're right. Go ahead and find it. Take a look for yourself. We're fine with that. And then some are making this out to be this outrageous gamble on the part of the Ravens. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think it's actually very smart. Clearly, what the two sides have been doing for the past year has not worked. They don't have a deal. Reportedly, they're nowhere near a deal. So maybe this jumpstarts the negotiation. This makes sense to me. Again, I understand why both sides feel the way they do. Both sides have a definitive take on what his market value is. So why not let him go to market and let's find out who's right? Let's find out. Or will we find out? Here's the thing. Within minutes of the Ravens slapping a non-exclusive tag on Lamar, essentially all of the quarterback-needy franchises were tripping all over themselves to say that they've got no interest. It was like a who's who of who does not want anything to do with Lamar, including the Falcons, the Panthers, the Commanders, the Raiders, and the Dolphins. And it's not even that they're not ready to throw down $250 million, guaranteed. Like, I get that. Let's be so clear about that. I understand if every one of these teams were to say, we're not doing that. We do not want to guarantee $250 million. We're not doing that. Only the Browns were stupid enough to do that. But that's not what's going on here. That would be understandable. These teams seemingly do not even want to talk to Lamar. Seemingly do not want to lob him a telephone call. Seemingly do not want to do their due diligence and find out where's this guy's head at. Exactly what is he looking for? If you're a team that needs a quarterback, why the hell would you not do that? Why the hell would you not at least touch base with a former unanimous MVP who is, in fact, in the prime of his career? How do you not reach out to one of the league's best players at its most important position in his prime that has hit the open market when that never happens if you need a quarterback? How do you not check in with that guy? Nope. Instead, you're going to let everybody know that you want nothing to do with this guy and you're not even going to talk to him. I mean, especially, I'll tell you how weird that is. And how odd that is, and how absurd that is, especially given how much interest some of these same teams had in creepy Deshaun Watson when he was available. Now, that part makes no sense to me at all. That part to me is truly absurd. That part screams, wait for it, collusion. Now, notice I'm not saying it is collusion. I'm not saying it is because I can't. I mean, it's damn near impossible to prove it. But if you need a quarterback, how the hell do you not at least engage the best quarterback available instead of just rushing right in to say, nope, we're out. We're out. Not interested. Like, as an example, the Panthers don't even have a quarterback right now. They literally do not have a quarterback unless you count Matt Corral. And I don't think Panther fan counts Matt Corral. Panther fan, how do you feel about your team not even touching base with a 26-year-old former unanimous MVP when you don't even have a quarterback? This is the same team that made it deep into the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes last year. They were really interested in talking to Deshaun, but they have no interest whatsoever, reportedly, in talking to Lamar. Hey, Panther fan, are you good with that? Same deal with the Falcons. Same deal with the Commanders. Again, no disrespect to Sam Howell or Desmond Ridder, but if those front offices aren't doing their due diligence on Lamar, what are they doing? Like, what are we even doing here?
What are we doing here? Like, what are we doing?
And again,
what am I doing?
Haters, don't put words in my mouth.
Like, what am I
Don't
here for?
get this twisted. I'm
Like,
not
what are we
saying
doing?
that these teams should guarantee him a
what am
quarter
I
of a
here
bill. I'm just saying, man, it seems pretty
What am I
absurd
doing here?
that they're rushing in to say, we're out. We have no interest.
What are we
We don't
doing
care.
here?
I mean, effectively, it's starting to sound like Lamar Jackson all of a sudden is toxic. Toxic. Like, we want nothing to do with this guy. He's toxic. He's almost like, I don't know, like creepy Deshaun. Except the difference is Deshaun got a bidding war. He got a quarter of a bill guaranteed, and Lamar has gained the cold shoulder from like a quarter of the league. And again, I'm not advocating that this guy get the guaranteed jack that Watson got. I'm the one who was saying only the Browns were stupid enough to do that. That the Browns didn't set the market. I'm saying, how the hell can teams that need a quarterback not even talk to this guy when they couldn't wait to engage creepy Deshaun? And who didn't really play much better than Jacoby. And why are so many of you rushing in to discredit what this guy's done? Because the guy's done a hell of a lot. Now, I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying there aren't questions about his durability. But the dude is special. But don't take my word for it. Take it from some of the guys who've actually gone up against him. J.J. Watt tweeted, why are all of these teams so publicly, quote, out on Lamar Jackson, an MVP winner in his prime at the most important position in the entire NFL? What am I missing here? That's fair. That's what I'm asking. Sounds like Tyrann Mathieu said the same thing. He tweeted, LOL, I can tell none of y'all have never played against Lamar Jackson. Listen, this dude's a great player, period. Personally, I do think it was a mistake for him to try to negotiate this deal by himself. It's not what he does. It's not where he lives. It's not what he knows. He doesn't really have any experience doing that. He probably doesn't know the market as well as he should. He probably doesn't have the same or necessary relationships and connections to do a deal like that. And he's negotiating against an organization that's really good at it. So I think that did hurt him. I'm not saying that this guy deserves Deshaun's contract. And from a business point, I'm going to say the Ravens are getting over. They're winning. They played this well. They played it the right way. And while I can't prove collusion, I just think it's always weird that so many teams that need a quarterback could not wait to tell you they have no interest in the best available quarterback in the market. That to me is weird. That's absurd. I can't prove collusion, but that's weird. Especially when all these teams wanted to be in business with Deshaun Watson. Rare is the day when you can get a bunch of billionaires to agree on one thing. But this is that day. And that one thing is the Browns bleeped the bed, and we are not going to lie in that bed. So we're going to reset the market. Lamar be damned. That contract didn't reset the market. Hate Lamar all you want. Just don't tell me he's not a great player, because he is. I would call this collusion if I could prove it, but I can't. And the fact that I can't, well, the colluders, owners, know that we can't prove it. It just seems absurd that all these quarterback-hungry teams waited like 5 seconds to let you know, we're out. We're out. No interest. No interest in the best quarterback available in his prime, a former unanimous MVP, when you need a quarterback, but you have no interest? What is that? I mean, I'm asking the question, what is that? If that's not collusion, and I'm not saying it is, because I can't prove it, fine. It's something. What is it? 1-800-636-8686. Now, all it takes is one. Maybe somebody comes off that. But the initial and early reaction was, nope, not into it. Don't want him.